Hello, everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 28th of January 2024. First and foremost, the Indian stock markets. The Indian stock markets, Nifty and mid-cap Nifty, were down by 1.25 to 1.5%. The Nifty small cap was unchanged. The reason for this decline was persistent selling by the FIIs. The FIIs sold Indian stocks to the extent of 12,000 crores this week. The DIIs were buyers to the extent of around 9,000 crores worth of stocks. The sector which declined the most this week in the Indian stock market was Nifty Realty. That sector benchmark was down by 5%. The reason for the decline was the observations by CLSA that the Indian realty stocks have overrun their fundamentals. So this was in respect of the Indian stock market. Crude was up by 6% plus, which is not so good news for India, as we all understand. And as far as the US stock market is concerned, the US stock market, NASDAQ and S&P 500 were up by around 1%. The US economy had a pleasant news. It grew by 3.3% amidst the fears that the US economy will go into recession. This growth is quite unexpected. But at the same time, there is a little unfortunate news that the fiscal deficit for FY22 in the US was $1 trillion US, while as the fiscal deficit in FY23 was $2 trillion US. The fiscal deficit last year, or the year ended, it has doubled. And this was funded mainly by borrowing through the T-bills by the US government, and those borrowings were for tenures below 1 year. This is not so good news, and this might lead to a scenario that whatever are the expectations as far as the global markets are concerned, that interest rates in the US would decline, would not come out to be true for these reasons. India is going to see the presentation of the interim budget or the vote on account. As we all know that in the vote of account or the interim budget, there aren't great, very forward-looking announcements, but in this interim budget, we will quite get a picture of how the economy fared in the last year in terms of its facts and figures. But as I said, that there won't be a lot of forward-looking announcements or any changes in law, as the election is just around the corner. One interesting piece of news which I came across through was that in Germany, there are at least 45 companies which are planning that they would have just a 4-day week. And that is something that they are trying to explore on a trial basis from the 1st of February. So this is interesting news. And the reason why they are planning to do is that it will lead to better efficiencies, and they are not going to reduce any wages, despite the fact that one more day of holidays will be given to their employees. Thank you.